Welcome back to Buff Cat Gaming, and today we're going to be reviewing Metroid Prime Remastered. Now, for anybody that remembers, the original GameCube release of Metroid Prime was in November of 2002 in North America, and in Japan and Europe was about a year later. Now, Metroid Prime is considered to be not really a first-person shooter, but rather a first-person adventure game. Now, this takes place between the original Metroid and Metroid 2 Return to Samus. You obviously play as Samus Aran and you battle space pirates and biological experiments on Talon 4. Now, this game in its essence was on the GameCube. This was probably the most realistic looking shooter I played back in 2002 as a kid. And its graphics at the time, looking back at it, was like what, 30 frames per second, tank controls, had like what, 360p for its output. Like, this was at the time the peak of performance, and that game was 2002. Now, for years and years, there's been talks about remastering the games, remaking them, remodeling them, and bringing them back to modern day console era. And we got a couple of those like remasters, I would say, or they were just, honestly, they weren't really remasters, they were just ported straight from the GameCube to like the Wii. And then there's people that would put them on their PC and people who would mod these things, and a lot of fans that loved the game wanted to carry it with them and wanted to always go back and look at where Nintendo had brought Samus from being a 2D character to a 3D character. And this was the first time in 2002 in history that Samus was done as a 3D model. Now, going back to where we are today, jumping forward, better said, 2023, February 8th, it was shadow dropped, Metroid Prime Remastered, as a digital copy. Now, what we got later on February 22nd of the same year was a physical release, and it's very hard to find. And for its price tag of $40, I'm not gonna lie, this is worth it, guys. If you have a Switch and you have yet to play a Metroid Prime game, go out and get this today if you can. If not, just get the digital copy. It's amazing. The graphics on the GameCube were at best 360p. Now it's running at 1080p and at 60 frames per second. Now, a lot of people have done the actual numbers and they're saying it's 900p when it's docked. Still looks great. And if it's portable, guys, put this in perspective. You're taking a AAA title and you're being able to take this on the go. You're on the bus. You're on a family vacation. You're in class waiting to start. You can pull out your Switch and actually play a AAA title. Now, what this did was it sparked more debates than anything else, because we've been waiting for a Metroid Prime 4 for years. We've been teased by trailers, we've been tempted by Nintendo, and here they are releasing Metroid Prime 1, and it's good. Everything's the same, honestly, frame for frame, battle to battle, bosses. The way it is put together from the 2002 to 2023, it's the same game. Now, the only thing different is, yes, the graphics are upscaled. They did better than ever. They remodeled everything, and it's in a modern day era. And the tank controls are no longer the same pain in the butt tank controls. Now you could actually sidestep when you're aiming. You can scan and dodge. You can pull up your map, and you could actually not struggle to look and say, hey, what's that little, blob? 2002 graphics still got my heart, but the puzzles, the corridors, they're all the same. They're just brighter, vibrant. The ambiance is different. If you're going to go out there and make a comparison between the two, it's night and day difference between the graphical output and power between the Switch and the GameCube. But it is overall the same experience. You will sit there, you will be in shock and awe from cutscenes to the way the water falls on the environment, the way the HUD can look. Samus's visor can still fog up. You now see better detail, clearer than ever before. Now, there will be a couple changes. Bear with me. Those changes are minimal, and they are so hard to notice. But you're gonna find little parts where, like, Samus's reflection used to shine off of a corridor on the GameCube, no longer shows now. But you can see the waves of the water as she walks through. You can see the sweat fogging up her visor from the fog of the environment. From that to the music, the score is the same. You'll sit there and hear it in a better volume. You could actually, like I said, see every detail. Before, everything was gray and a little splotchy and a little difficult, but that was 2002 graphics. At the time, it was the king of what it was. But today, I can see details I never knew existed and colors that were more vibrant than ever before. This made everything even more of an experience, from boss battles to fighting just space pirates to even fighting like the end game boss. I found puzzles to be easier in the sense of you can see where everything was and it's not as difficult to achieve 100%. Now, I myself found that this game is replayable. You have your same unlockables, your same moves. You can unlock your other type of extra weapons, and I guess you could say alternative fire for some of your actual, like, beams and blasts. And they're still there. They're just optional to get them. You don't need them, but they're fun to tackle down as you go through the artifacts and the other side quests in this game. But overall, this is one of the greatest experiences. And I would say, if you don't have this on the Switch, go out and get it. Go out and challenge yourself. Find a reason to play a first-person shooter that is more of an adventure game like this. There's none like it. It's only Metroid Prime that did it. Like I said, this game was traditionally a 2D side-scroller to a 3D adventure where everything was new. This was like the greatest game to own back on the GameCube, and now I'm finding myself loving it all over again as an experience. Now, as far as this game goes for, like I said, replayability, you're going to find yourself wanting to replay on hard mode and challenge yourself. You're going to enjoy it. This is one of those games where you take your time, you find every little nook and cranny, and you enjoy it. Now, the last thing I could bring up about this, besides the music being perfect, the environment, we here give it a 10 out of 10. We recommend this game, and I personally will tell you, you won't regret it. For everything else and reviews, go ahead and subscribe and follow the channel for more. Until next time, you guys all take care.